Most people think period pain is just something you have to push through. You take a painkiller, you put on a heating pad, and you wait for it to pass. But what if the way you feel on day 1 of your period was almost entirely decided 7 days earlier? Because that's actually how it works. The pain you feel during your period isn't random. It's the result of a process that builds up in the week before. And if you know what's happening in that window, you can change the outcome. This is the part nobody tells you. And once you understand it, managing period pain starts to feel a lot more possible. Let's talk about what's actually going on. In the week before your period, what's called the late luteal phase, your body is preparing to shed the uterine lining. To do that, it releases compounds called prostaglandins. Prostaglandins cause the uterus to contract. Those contractions are what you feel as cramps. Here's the key. The more prostaglandins your body produces, the stronger the contractions, and the more pain you feel. And prostaglandin production is directly influenced by 2 things: inflammation levels in your body and the type of fats you've been eating in the days leading up to your period. This is where most people have no idea they have any control. There are 2 types of prostaglandins. Some promote inflammation and make cramps worse. Others are anti-inflammatory and actually help the uterus contract more smoothly, with less pain. The ratio between these 2 types depends heavily on your diet, specifically on whether you've been eating more omega-6 fats or omega-3 fats in the week before your period. Omega-6 fats, found in processed seed oils, fried food, packaged snacks, push your body toward the inflammatory prostaglandins. More inflammation, stronger cramps. Omega-3 fats, found in fatty fish, flax seeds, walnuts, chia seeds, push your body in the other direction. Less inflammation, calmer contractions. Research actually backs this up. Studies have shown that women who increased their omega-3 intake in the days before their period experienced significantly less pain. In some studies, comparable to taking ibuprofen. That's not a small effect. That's the kind of shift that changes your entire relationship with your cycle. But omega-3s are just one piece of it. The other major driver of period pain, one that almost nobody connects to cramps, is magnesium. Magnesium is involved in muscle relaxation. When magnesium levels are low, muscles are more likely to cramp, contract forcefully, and stay tense. Your uterus is a muscle, and most women are running low on magnesium without knowing it. In the luteal phase specifically, magnesium levels tend to drop naturally. Your body uses more of it as it prepares for menstruation. If you're already borderline deficient, that drop can be significant. Studies have found that women who took magnesium supplements in the second half of their cycle reported meaningful reductions in period pain, and the effect was stronger the longer they maintained it. This isn't about taking a pill the morning your cramps start. This is about building your magnesium levels up in the week before, so your uterus has what it needs to contract without going into overdrive. So let's get practical. The week before your period is a specific, identifiable window. If your cycle is regular, you know roughly when it is. If you use a tracking app, it tells you. This is your 7-day prep window, and what you do in it has a direct effect on what day 1 feels like. Here's what actually moves the needle. First, shift your fats. In the week before your period, reduce the things that drive inflammatory prostaglandins. That means cutting back on fried food, processed snacks, and anything made with sunflower oil, corn oil, or soybean oil. You don't need to eliminate them forever. Just pull back in this specific window. And add omega-3s intentionally. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, even just 2 or 3 servings in the week before your period gives your body the raw material it needs to produce the anti-inflammatory prostaglandins. If you don't eat fish, flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts are good plant-based options. Second, start magnesium early. Don't wait until the cramps hit. Magnesium glycinate, or magnesium citrate, around 300 to 400 milligrams per day in the week before your period, is what the research supports. These forms are better absorbed than magnesium oxide, which is what most cheap supplements use and what often causes digestive issues. Foods high in magnesium that are worth prioritizing that week: dark leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, dark chocolate, yes, actually, black beans, avocado, and bananas. Third, reduce sugar and refined carbohydrates in this window. This one is connected to insulin again, the same mechanism we've talked about with hormonal acne. When blood sugar spikes in the luteal phase, it drives up prostaglandin production. It also worsens the hormonal fluctuations that make PMS symptoms more intense. This doesn't mean go low carb. It means the same principle. Protein first, no carbs on an empty stomach, matters even more in these 7 days. Fourth, movement. I know this is the last thing most people want to hear when they're already feeling bloated and exhausted in the days before their period. But gentle movement, a 30-minute walk, light yoga, swimming, actually reduces inflammation and increases circulation to the pelvic area. You're not trying to do an intense workout. You're trying to keep things moving so that inflammation doesn't build up unchecked. And fifth, sleep. In the luteal phase, a lot of women find sleep gets harder. Progesterone drops, body temperature changes, and that pre-period restlessness kicks in. But poor sleep directly increases inflammation. It raises cortisol. It makes your body more sensitive to pain. Protecting your sleep in the week before your period is protecting your body from extra pain. It is pain management. A few things that help. Keeping your room cooler than usual, because your body temperature naturally runs higher in the luteal phase. Reducing screens before bed. Magnesium, which we already mentioned, also helps with sleep quality, so you get a double benefit. Let me pull this all together. Period pain is not just something that happens to you. It is a downstream result of inflammation levels, prostaglandin balance, and magnesium status, all of which are influenced by what you do in the 7 days before your period starts. You are not powerless over this. The practical steps. 1. In the week before your period, shift your fats. Less omega-6 from processed oils and fried food. More omega-3 from fatty fish, flax seeds, walnuts, and chia seeds. You are changing the type of prostaglandins your body makes. 2. Start magnesium glycinate or citrate at 300 to 400 milligrams per day, 7 days out. Not the day the cramps start, 7 days out. That's when the preparation happens. 3. Keep blood sugar stable. Protein first. Avoid carbs on an empty stomach, especially in this window. Less insulin means less prostaglandin production. 4. Keep moving. 30 minutes of gentle movement most days in the week before your period. Walk, stretch, swim, keep inflammation from building. 5. Protect your sleep. Cool room, no screens, magnesium before bed. Poor sleep is inflammation. Inflammation is pain. Now, I want to be clear about one thing. If your period pain is severe, if it regularly stops you from going to work or school, if painkillers barely touch it, if it's getting worse over time, please see a doctor. Conditions like endometriosis and adenomyosis cause pain at a completely different level, and they are underdiagnosed in women for years, sometimes decades. Lifestyle changes help with regular hormonal cramps. They are not a substitute for a diagnosis if something deeper is going on. What we're talking about here is the vast majority of women who experience significant but manageable period pain, and who have no idea that what they eat and how they sleep in the week before could genuinely cut that pain in half. Because it can. Your body is not betraying you every month. It is doing something complex and demanding, and it needs support in the week before to do it well. Try the magnesium. Add the omega-3s. Protect your sleep. Give it 2 full cycles before you judge it, because your body needs time to build up what it's been running low on. Notice what changes. Notice if day 1 feels different. Notice if the cramps are still there, but shorter, lighter, easier to manage. Your cycle is not your enemy. Once you start working with it instead of just surviving it, everything starts to shift. Share this with someone who dreads that week every month, because she deserves to know that it doesn't have to be this hard. See you in the next one.